We got a difficult challenge this week with Tulsa from the standpoint that they played two quarterbacks. One's more of a runner, the other guy, Skipper, came in and started as a redshirt freshman, a good thrower. So they presented some problems there. They got two outstanding running backs in D'Angelo Brewer and then also Shamari Brooks. So those guys are very impressive. And then Justin Hobbs and Keenan Johnson are two guys that are really good wide receivers and good solid offensive line, and then a defense that's playing very aggressive, challenging people, and runs the ball really well. Thought they played a really good game against Houston this past weekend, and then their specialists are guys that I think are really solid. So we're going to have to play well. We're going to have to pick up where we left off and make sure that we get better this week during practice to give ourselves an opportunity to be able to win on Saturday. So if there's any questions.
Randy, is there such a thing as momentum being built off of a performance like last week? Does momentum count?
I would hope so. I would hope that our guys got some more confidence and understanding that if you play for a full 60 minutes and you communicate and you go out and execute to the best of your ability, that this is what can happen. And then also then when you take a look at the film and you can see that you can even play that much better and there's more room for improvement, that carries over into this week. And I thought it did with how we practiced today. I thought we had a better practice today. I thought there was a little bit more intensity, a little bit more focus, and more communication than what I've seen in some of the past Tuesdays. So yeah, I think that's the case. But again, and how you do it, Joe, is you just keep working hard each and every day, and you try to get better every snap that you're out there and everything that you do.
Did you like how your pass rush seemed like they got better as the game went on? Or do you think that they did some things that you were happy with?
Again, I think that we did some things there, that we got some push and up front. And again, I think Cole was really working hard at trying to get better. I thought Luke was a little bit better. I still think we could get more out of Foley. I think Foley's got to stop flashing so much and be more consistent. And I talked to him about it this morning. He's got a tremendous challenge. Their center is really good. So, but I think the thing is, we got to get him to come off the ball a little bit more faster, aggressive all the time, because he's got enough natural strength and ability to be able to push the pocket. And Darian Beavers, I think he's a young man that's is as raw can be right now, but he'll get better. He'll get better as he continues to get reps, and then we work with him on some of the things in terms of counter moves. So I think we're taking steps in the right direction there. We're not where we want to be or where we need to be, but I see us progressing.
Cam Stapleton's now DN. Is that
Excuse me?
Cam Stapleton's now DN. Is that because Connor's injured?
Yeah, some of it is because Connor has an injury right now, but again, it's also about continuing to evaluate your roster and where you think guys can help you. Doing that, it gets us Cam inside, then we move Eddie over behind Chris, and then we're going to end up playing Darian Beavers a little bit more as a linebacker, where he was. So all those moves are predicated on things that we think we can do to help make ourselves better and take advantage of the people that we have who are still healthy.
What kind of growth have you seen in Beavers since the beginning of the season? How's he developing?
Well, he's a guy that is pretty athletic. He's got length. Again, he's one of those guys that has that natural ability, but he's just not polished yet. And that's one of the things that we have to continue to work with him on, is to get him to understand the finer points and understand it's going to be more than just his length and his athletic ability and the speed that he has coming off the edge. You know, he's got to work the technique, and he's never done it before. And so, I mean, he had a couple of sacks there against SMU that were very impressive, but then when you put it on film, people see you, and you know, they go after you a little bit, and they slid the protection to him and some things like that. So again, he'll just continue to get better. But he, as long as he listens to what we tell him to do, and you know, that's one of my projects, is getting him to really understand that he's not you know, a veteran yet. You know, he's still a raw, underdeveloped guy that needs to continue to work hard. But there's hope, because he told me after I talked to him yesterday, he texted me last night, he says, "Coach, I'll be better." So at least when you get that stuff, then they know they've heard you, you know, when you bring them in and you talk to them. And then so that's encouraging. When I get that kind of response back after sitting down and talking to a guy, you know, that's what you really want to see. And so I'm not worried about him, because, like I said, I know he gets it, he understands it, and he wants to be good, but now he's just got to let us do our job and just do what we ask him to do.
Randy, Jordan Swan and Tyler Coyle, each with a game-changing play last week. What else, aside from those plays, did you see in them that you were pleased with last week?
Well, I thought Jordan played very good technically and very good fundamentally, and that's why he's in there starting. And again, he comes in and he makes the play, and was where he was supposed to be. I thought he was disciplined with what he was asked to do. And again, I think that Tyler is a guy that has ability, and again, he did some things where basically he did his job, and went in there and made some plays. So he's earned the right to be the starter there. And again, he kind of played some of that position, but you get guys that can be consistent. And I thought that he was the most consistent guy, and now he's just got to get better at it. Omar's got to get better, and the more that we can develop depth and get guys playing and making plays, the better off we're going to be.
How did you get involved recruiting Beavers? You committed now.
What's that?
How did you get involved recruiting Beavers? How did you get involved recruiting Beavers? You committed shortly after you got hired.
Well, he was on the list that when we got here, we watched him on film and just liked the things that he did, and thought that he was a guy that we wanted to have in our program.
We've seen McQuavon's games, and has made some pretty good development conversions as a receiver.
I think Q's a guy that works at it. I think he's got a chance to continue to be better. I think as he continues to get stronger and everything else, he's very versatile. I think he understands the game pretty well. Again, I like his demeanor. I like his approach to how he goes about things. I like his coachability, and I think he's got talent to be a good player.
Is Kyle Buss hurt, Randy? I saw Kyle limp off against Temple. Is he injured?
Could be.
Randy, what did you see in your team this past week? It was different from the 4 weeks before, but just the way they were and how they responded.
I saw a group go out and play, and just let it go, and not be tentative, not be on your heels. I think they just said, hey, here we're going to go, and just let it fly. And I think especially defensively, and And again, I think that they practiced a little bit better last week. But again, I think one of those things, it's just that sometimes you have to say some things to them to get them to understand it and get them to do it the way it needs to be done. And, that's what I thought they did. And again, I mean, you go and you play, like I always say, it's not that difficult. And sometimes people make things difficult. And if you just go out and play as hard as you can on every play, and then when that play's over, go to the next one and do it until the game's over, you give yourself an opportunity. And I thought that's what we did. We didn't do that in the other five weeks.
I know you don't pay attention to scores when you're playing, but did the Tulsa score jump out at you? Obviously, they had been struggling and really got hammered the week before, and all of a sudden they just hammered Houston.
I don't think anything really surprises me anymore. Because I think the one thing is, it's hard to make sure that you have your team in the right mindset every week because of all the distractions that they have in their life and everything else. And sometimes they don't understand how good teams are, and whatever happened the week before that you did or the opposing team did, it doesn't matter. You got to go out and prepare that following week to be the best you can be and to be ready to play. So, I mean, they got after them. It was a 7-point game with I think 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and then they hit it was a 3rd and 3, and they hit a short pass. The guy comes up man-to-man, missed the tackle. Guys from Houston weren't running to the ball. The guy went 70 yards with it. So that was a play I showed our guys that this is what I talked about. You got to play until the whistle. You can't assume anything. And then it was a 14-point game after that, and then it kind of came unraveled. I mean, it was a very tight game up until really 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And so that's why, every play is important, every practice is important. You got to focus, you got to concentrate, you got to do all those things. So, and you saw it last week all over college football in terms of upsets and what happened. I put on the Clemson-Syracuse game, Friday night, and my wife and I were watching it, and I just said to her, I said, Clemson, they don't look like they're ready to play. As I didn't watch, right after it started, I just could see it. It was just something about it that I think that, and that's the tough challenges that coaches have, is to make sure your guys are ready to go each and every week, and they've got to be. And like I said, it's one of those things. You only get 12 of them that are guaranteed. And if you're a competitor, and you love the game, you love competition, you're going to make sure that you're ready to play. And that's all part of making sure you recruit the right type of people.
Randy, is it easier when you're always the underdog to get them fired up and ready to play? They can't go in cocky in any game?
No, I'd rather be winning every game, not being an underdog, to tell you the truth.
Tulsa ranks last nationally in rush defense. Is that
Doesn't mean anything.
If you can run on?
We're not very good on defense either in some categories. So at least you didn't ask that question. It's that old saying, statistics are for losers. Because again, you got to go out and play the game. You got to go out and play the game. And you look. What you do is you take a look at the team you're playing, and you watch them on film, and you study them, and you find out what they do well, what they don't do well, and then you plan your attack accordingly. So that's what we're going to do. I have tremendous respect for them. Again, just put on the Houston film and watch them fly around. And sometimes they play a lot of. I think they've played like 21 freshmen, between freshmen and true freshmen. So they got a lot of young guys playing. So sometimes, Jim, those kind of stats you just got to take with a grain of salt. You look at it all. and everything else. But again, you got to put together a game plan that that's conducive to what your guys do well, and to take advantage of what maybe they don't do well.
How have your freshman running backs been playing, do you think?
Theirs,
Yours.
ours, same thing. I mean, there's good things and bad things, and they would tell you the same thing. But they're trying, they're getting better. Experience is a great teacher, and we expect them to get better, each and every week.
Randy, how would you characterize through 6 of 12 games how the first half of this season has gone? What have been kind of the most interesting challenges for you, and are there things from the first half that lead you to believe how the second half will go?
I just worry about one game at a time. I'd love to have more wins, but that's behind us. All I want to do is just keep getting better each week. That's all I want to do. And I think we've done that in the first half. There's things that we've gotten better at in the first half of the season. There's some things that we haven't gotten as good as what I would like us to be. And those are the things that we've still got to continue to work on, here as we go this week. But again, if we can just every day just get a little bit better and everything that we do, and really start to understand things and eliminate some of the issues that we've had, then all the other things that you want to accomplish, I think, will take care of themselves. So, that's just the direction that we're gonna go in and not look back, and just really just focus on one day at a time, one practice at a time, and work to get better. If we can do that, then we'll be able to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish.
What do you like the most about Camden George and how he's settled into his role?
Smart, conscientious, works, just got to get stronger. I mean, strength is the big thing for him. His weight's gone up, but he's just got to get stronger. But he's got what you're looking for there, and now the added strength will help him. But he's a smart kid, understands things, and again, now he's just got to really work hard to get stronger in the legs and the upper body.
How beneficial is this for him and Vandermark to get this experience so early in their careers?
I mean, they're the best we have, and it's good for them. And again, they're only gonna all this work and everything else and repetitions is only gonna make both those guys better and give them a lot of credit. It's hard enough to play offensive line at this level, but to do it as a true freshman and to do it even as a redshirt freshman can be difficult. But I think those kids are very even-keeled. They're workers. They want to do well. They don't get flustered. I mean, that's one thing. They don't get flustered. But same thing with Ryan. Once Ryan puts on weight and he gets stronger, he's going to be a really, really good player. Really, really good player. Unfortunate that you have to play kids in the offensive line who are that young, but that's what we have to do because they're the best guys. Good. Appreciate it.
Thank you.